I'm not making this video just for your entertainment, although I promise to entertain you. But I'm also making it so that you can learn from my mistake. And you'll be like, yada, 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 68, at least you passed. Yeah, I know, I passed. But the point is, I could have done better. By the time you listen to everything that happened, you would know I could have done better. And I could have allowed myself enough time. So, enough reflection. Let's go into it. Some of the key mistakes that I know I made was number one, I did not plan my work very well. Or maybe me saying that now, I didn't plan at all. I'll be honest. I really did not plan. I had a structure, a brief structure, not very in depth, but I had a structure. And this was my first time writing a literature review. I had a structure, but it wasn't well planned. My supervisor was a very kind human being, but I didn't utilize my supervisor well. So for me, I started writing my work about 3 weeks or 4 weeks to submission. I think 4 weeks to submission I started. I had no idea what I was doing. I changed my topic 3 times within that 4 weeks. So that's to tell you, when I say I started, I literally started from the topic. I had issues with my topic over and over as to what to research about, my systematic review should be about. That I had an issue with everything. So I changed my topic like 3 times, meaning I changed my aims, I changed my objectives, I changed everything like 3 times. That can happen, but if I had enough time, I would not panic. So as a week to submission, I literally was still struggling to write. I was still writing. And that's one major mistake. This meant that I did not have enough days to proofread. So in my defense, I was like, at least I'll be proofreading as I'm writing it. But I'm the writer. I need someone else to proofread my work. I need someone else to be able to look through. I had a rough sketch. My supervisor was able to look at my rough sketch, say, oh, you're onto something. Fine tune this. Make sure you proofread. He pointed that out. Make sure you proofread. I mean, he must have seen something to say that. And then I literally just chomped it all together. I mean, made all the corrections, and I was like, I need to truly proofread. But there was no time anymore because I had wasted time. I didn't have a structure in place. I didn't have a plan in place. I changed my topic 3 times just because I could not define what I was doing. And that for me was something that was really confusing and hard. At that point, if I had someone who could literally hold my hand, and just because it felt like I was going in blind. So if I had someone holding my hand to say, do it this way, do it that way, I absolutely would have jumped on it. Which is why I tell you, join the course and the coaching program. You will absolutely benefit from it. You will write your work. You will understand your work. You'll be able to talk about it. If you have to defend it, you will be able to defend it and say why. You'll be able to say your justification, answer all of the whys, which is why I think it's important to to absolutely join the program. But that wasn't my case. I was going in blind. Bear in mind that submission was near. I was in another state and I had to rush down with my work. I was on the coach and was still trying to proofread my work. That's not nice. I should be resting a night to submission because I know my work is done. I'm just turning it in. And I had to go in with hard copy. I submitted the soft copy online, obviously, but you have to go in with hard copy and you have to submit it before a particular time. It was chaotic for me. But in hindsight now, thinking about it, I feel like a major player in all of this was my lack of planning, which is why I tell students that the moment you plan your work, in my own opinion, 60% of the work is done. 60, that's massive. That's past already. If I have planned how I'm going to structure each of my paragraph to use the pack method. There was no pack method then because I designed the pack method. Everyone in my program after the pack method, and they absolutely love it, such that they cannot write paragraphs now without using the pack method, and they'll tell you, oh, the piece, the point statement, tell you all of the bits. So it's all of those are some of the perks you enjoy when you sign on to the program. So yeah, absolutely. In my case, well, I submitted, got to the school, did everything, and I thought it was my best work. I mean, given the entire chaotic situation, I thought it was one of the best piece of work I could submit. The result came out and I had a 68. I wasn't sad. I was just like, oof, thank God it's over. I wasn't sad. But now that I teach about literature review and research and topics like that, I realized that I literally shot myself in the leg. I could have done better. I could have gotten a better score. It could have been way better. Way better looking at it. So sometimes 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was, going through my files and I saw my dissertation. I genuinely was ashamed of what I submitted. Like I said in one video, I was telling someone that the table of content, I typed it out. For a master's student, I do not understand how Word document was not my friend and how simple things like creating a table of content was an issue. Table of content is one of the easiest things you can create on your Word document. But for the love of me, I typed it out. I typed out my referencing. Imagine what waste of time that is. And then how uneven, unstructured it would be. It was non-cohesive. The presentation was, it was horrible. It was something else. And then the work wasn't aligned. It wasn't palatable, like I say. It wasn't palatable. So I used that as a material to teach my students, to let them know that this is what happens. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, it could have been way worse, like getting way worse, but these are some of the things that would take away from your mark. If I were to be the marker marking my work, obviously, oh, you did a good work, you wrote well, good. But you didn't proofread. I mean, I could, even reading through my work, I was like, oh, what was I trying to say here? Why is there an error? Do you get that's how absolutely chaotic the work was. And I couldn't for the love of me understand why I did not plan. I guess I was just leaving it, blame it on procrastination. I was just leaving it to last minute, like, obviously I know what to do, I can write a literature review now. I didn't know that I was going to have to change my topic 3 times. I didn't know I was going to have to struggle with the topic. I didn't know that I was going to have to struggle searching for articles. All of these things stole away from my mark. Now, the thing is, at the end of the day, if I had put in all that effort and I had gotten a distinction, if you pick up my CV now, you probably see, oh, MSc Public Health distinction. I don't have that. I can't put that. It's not possible because I did not get distinction. Because I got 68. For the love of me. So let's avoid all of that. I feel like, yeah, you've learned from my story now. You've learned. Don't make the same mistake. I know some of you will be like, I just want to pass. I get it. But if you can do better, why not? Put in all your best. Now, if your best earns you 65%, that's absolutely fine. But it hurts when you know that you did not put in your best. That's where the problem is. So put in your best to make sure that you get the best possible mark that you can get. Now, that's my story. Don't let your story be my story, okay? Let's change the narrative. Let's change the narrative in this community. Let's have distinctions. I love it when my students come back and they tell me things like, I have 95%, I mean, I've had loads of emails and I'm like, yeah, that's what we're talking about. You're black and you're killing it. I mean, whatever race you are, I don't mind. And be like, yeah, that's what we're talking about. I'm killing this thing, in whatever field, whatever area, whatever country you are, you write. Research is the same across board, but you're writing it and you're killing it. That's it. All right, guys. So I know you've benefited from this video. Send it to your friends, send it to your colleagues. Make sure you share, make sure you like, do all of the necessary stuff. Until I see you in my next video, make sure you put a smile on somebody's face. Bye.